The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Talo for Lover. I'm Madeline Chapman, editor at The Spin-off. If you have the means, consider supporting our high-quality journalism by becoming a Spin-off member. Sign up now at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Do we have to sorry. Do we have to talk about something funny?
I think we just did.
Yeah, great. Nice. Real Podded, the opening of the Real Pod.
Woo!
Kia ora koutou, welcome to the Real Pod. More importantly, Happy New Year to
Happy New
you.
Year's. Woo.
Oh, those voices, once again, it's Janie, and I've also got Aihe Butler and Samuel Robinson with me here in the studio for our New Year's special, recorded immediately after our Christmas special last year. So any major news, things that have happened between the 20th of December.
Should we just throw out like some wild predictions that we can intersplice in here? Like, I can't believe
Jacinda and Clark got secretly married
I know.
on New Year's Eve.
I can't believe that horrible
Whoa, no, we won't do that one. That's good. Sorry about the beeps, guys, but we can't do that one. That's problematic.
I can't believe Chris Rock slapped him back.
Yeah. It was
wild.
about time though, right?
Yeah.
Eye for an eye, slap for a slap. Gosh, it's been a busy Christmas, New Year's season in the world of gossip and inappropriate things. Anyway, so if the world has ended and you're in your bunker and you're listening to this, you're like, why are they not referencing this Armageddon, the rapture that's been going on? That's why. Because we recorded it a few weeks ago.
The Real Pod is like a cockroach, though. Like, it will stick around.
It will stick
during the
around.
apocalypse.
I think that is an accurate metaphor. So, for those of you who are confused about what's happening here, Duncan and Alex are in absentia. And so I've roped in the lovely pod producers for the Spin-off Podcast Network, Aihe and Samuel, to join me behind the microphone because the show must go on, in the words of Alex Casey herself. That's how she signed off her leaving speech on her last day in the office. She didn't know what else to say, and she was just like, the show must go on.
And she's wrong.
She was so wrong.
The Spin-off is shutting down in her absence.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The apocalypse. When you can't get the A-team, you bring in
The B Squad.
the B Squad.
B Squad. Were you hoping that we had come up with a name for this particular trio?
Yeah.
Just off the cuff.
We're still workshopping.
In the few minutes that it's been between pods. So basically, it's just going to be more of the same. So if you enjoyed our ridiculous, directionless chat pre-Christmas, then you're going to love this because we've got even less to talk about. And this is a hell of a way to start off in the new year, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I think so. I think 2023 is like the year of no expectations. Like, I think 2022, do you remember when Kylie Jenner was like, 20 whatever is the year of realizing things? 2022 was the year of realizing things. I've done a lot of realization, and now 2023, it's the year of no expectation.
The absence of expectations.
Yeah, just like, oh, yeah. I mean, I think what we've learned over the past 3 years is that anything can happen whenever anymore.
Sure. And
That's
so
true.
to plan anything is just like a fool's game.
Do you have any resolutions? Or is that I guess part of the like expect nothing thing would be like expect not to achieve anything, therefore don't bother having a resolution. I like to call them goals rather than resolutions. Resolutions sounds so resolute, you know? So like if you don't achieve it, you failed. Whereas a goal is something that like basically just by using the very term, you're acknowledging the fact, might not get there. Or in my case, probably won't get there, you know? So any goals or in fact, you know, things you are so committed to, you'd term it a resolution?
I just moved to Auckland like not even 3 months ago, I need friends so
Okay.
bad. That's my goal for 2023. Find my people.
Oh, nice. I like that.
It's hard making friends in your 20s. Like it's the worst like limbo time of like if you have the established connections, it's chill, but if you don't, then it's like oh.
Yeah, how do you do that? I mean, because the thing is, I guess I'm Auckland born and bred. I've had my little friend units and I've got them through work and so on over the years. But also then you have kids and then that's kind of easy too because they become how you make friends. You know, the kids decide like a kid's like, I'm friends with this kid in daycare, therefore you are going to be friends with their mother. And that's, you know, that's that kind of that common thread that you have. But as someone who doesn't have children, you're new to a workplace.
Doesn't have hobby.
None of us here like you, so we're not going to be friends with you.
No one. It's actually like I know that everyone has group chats that just specifically don't involve me in them because they text me like pretending they're texting the group chat, and it's like,
Who hasn't done that though?
I feel like it's on purpose though. You know, like
Just a gentle reminder. No, not at all. We love you. We'll be your friends. We are your friends. But you don't want to party with us. I understand that. Don't want to party with your boss.
oh, at the Christmas party, we had a bit of a boogie to come on Aileen
We
together.
did. We had a pod team boogie. That was cute.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember it. That was a good party.
Yeah,
was a
you
good
were in
party.
a good time.
I think hobbies. I mean, you just said that you don't have hobbies, but you have a bird.
I have a bird. I could just
Join the bird club.
literally bird people are scary.
David Ferry is a bird person.
Well, that's the thing. I think in 2023, my goal is to get engaged to David Ferry.
Oh, yeah.
I think you should make that a resolution, and that means you have to make it happen. Otherwise, you have failed.
Actually, I have said 2023 is the year I'm meeting Lord. I don't know how it's going to happen,
Did say
but like
that.
I'm in this position. I'm going to be meeting Lord this year, so check back in.
I mean, I know where she lives, but that's probably not the way to do it.
Well, live pod outside of Lord's.
It's not the way to do it, but it is a way.
It is a way to do
Didn't
it.
Max Key do something outside her house once? He did something. He like doxed her
It's unhinged.
a long time ago. Oh, look, I can't
He doesn't have very
remember.
good judgment. Is that what you're trying to say?
It's really funny because just a few weeks ago, aka yesterday when we recorded this, Max Key posted up on his Instagram. There was a story that ran in the Herald where he was like, I'm not that kid who was on social media doing stupid things, right? Like I've grown up kind of thing.
I'm
It's
that
not me.
man who's on social media doing
But
stupid
literally, the
things.
story before he posted up the Herald story on his Insta stories was him filming a chicken and going, "Nice cock." So, and he immediately followed that up with, "I'm not that kid who does silly things on the internet." It was beautiful.
To be fair, I saw a graffiti tag yesterday that said wank, and I took a photo of it and put it on my Instagram stories. So, like, I feel like it's
But that's what you're not pretending to be like
eyebrow.
highbrow. You are who you are. You're Max Key in his frivolous DJ era.
Am I the like left wing Max Key? Is
I
that
think
what's
you are.
happening?
I think you are.
Who do you think would win in a fight?
You would. Oh, I was going to say
Well,
you, but then the
he's- no, he's
jujitsu.
jujitsu,
He'd
eh?
smoke you.
He's but like I've got I'm just physically quite big. I'm 6'4". I've got like the heft and the weight on me. Like I think
true.
I just got to stand solid.
Just charge at him the same way that Ron Cribb charged at that slip and slide in Celebrity Treasure Island, and he will go running, and you would win by default.
The juggernaut, do you mean?
Yeah, the juggernaut.
Yeah, maybe I could like challenge him for like a who can go down a water slide the fastest race.
Because the thing is, I have it on reasonably good authority that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is what Max Key practices, right, is the scariest martial arts that nobody else who's into combat and martial arts wants to fight. They are the best at manipulating the person who you're fighting and nullifying physical advantages.
Oh.
So like it's a standard basically that any UFC fighter, I'm not super sure how I know this, but any UFC fighter who really wants to take the sport seriously needs to master the basics of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to even have a chance.
Okay, so 2 birds, 1 stone. I join a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class. I make friends, and I can destroy my mortal enemy, Max Key.
Perfect.
Exactly right. And the only other thing we need to do in there is invite David Farrier to also join the club.
And then I meet my husband there, totally organically.
It's going to be a really solid year for you, I feel, Samuel. There's going to be a lot going on.
See, at the Mr. Organ premiere, I ran into David Farrier in the bathroom. Like, I was peeing at the urinal, and he came out of a stall, and I saw him earlier that day, and he was like, "Oh, it's good to see you again." And I was like, "Yeah." And then I just left because I didn't want to, like, meet my husband in the bathroom, you know? I didn't want that to be our moment.
Yeah, but now you've immortalized it on the podcast, so...
Yeah, I have trouble keeping my mouth shut.
You could exhibit some super bizarre behavior and you might end up being a subject of a documentary that he makes.
I mean, I feel like we're not too far from that. You know?
No. Like, look, slightly into my social media history, and you've got an hour documentary there.
Aihe, what about you? What's happening for you this year?
I
Warhammer?
am trying to get into Warhammer.
League of Legends Mobile.
Already am into League of Legends Mobile.
Me too, obviously. So
Yeah, if it's not abundantly clear to the listenership, I'm a massive nerd into all of the nerdy stuff, and I'm really trying to take my nerdy stuff to the next level. I'm also trying to infect as many people at work, as many people at work's children as I can to get into all these nerdy games.
you
with
are
me.
the coronavirus of nerds.
Nerds.
Of nerddom. And
So-
I'll fucking wear that badge with honor.
So Warhammer is like if D&D made you spend a lot of money to play D&D constantly, right? You have to buy all those little figurines just to play your game, and they're
It's a
like,
big sweeping brush there.
So
I think.
many nuances and so many
Yeah.
ways I could pick that statement apart. But it's
like
you
monthly
do-
subscription D&D.
You do have to pay for a whole bunch of shit. You have to buy the little miniatures. You have to put all the time into painting them, and then
You have to
essentially
buy them and then you have to paint them
You have to
yourself.
paint them yourself.
Imagine
It's-
if you did that. Here, darling, here's a Barbie doll. You have to insert all its little individual hair strands and you've got to run up its outfit. But look, here's the materials.
And
so.
you know what? That child would get so much gratification and fulfillment from the process once they finally finish it and look at this gorgeous Barbie doll, and they would know that every single hair was on them.
They would say, fuck you, I'm going to ask my dad to buy me one that's already put together.
I'm way too imprecise. I would just fuck it up and
touche.
get mad.
Touche. I really like the painting and the
what a
crafting and
racket.
stuff. Anyway, the deal of it is it's a big, complex chess game, basically, with miniature chess pieces that you paint yourself.
Oh, you lost me with chess game.
You don't like chess?
Oh, it does my head in because I'm quite competitive when I play a game, any sort of a board game. Not sports game, not so good at those. But when I've played chess previously, I get so wound up trying to think of all the possible moves, which, you know, a good chess player does. They go, if I do this, then it's like coding. If I do this, then this might happen, then this might happen. And then I get lost. And then I overthink things. And even when I'm playing Rummy Cup, I tell you, I will move things around. I'll be like, I can make this happen. And they start to move things around, and then I lose my train of thought. And then I've fucked up the board, and I can't put it all back.
And everyone's
it's
there waiting
stressful.
for you to take
It's
a turn.
Stressful.
Yeah. I think part of playing complex, nerdy games is acknowledging that you're never going to be the perfect player. You're not always going to make the perfect moves.
Nope.
And that just pushing around little bits of plastic that you've painted on the table is just kind of fun. Baseline.
And it literally doesn't matter at all.
Nah. Although Warhammer does have like a competitive ranking system in New Zealand, and so you can like enter tournaments and try and play against other people. I don't think I'm going to do that, but
You
I'm
say
going to
that
try and get
now.
into that shit. And then to balance that up, what I'm going to do next year, I think, resolution-wise, I'm going to try and go minimum on a weekly basis.
Did you say next year? I think you mean this year.
This year, 2023 that we're in right now, is that I'm going to go on a weekly basis to Duncan's basketball games that he runs at the YMCA and try and get like the sports exercise, dude bro energy of that place to kind of balance out the nerdiness.
I'm pulling a face, and the reason being we have an amazing office manager who started recently here at the Spin-Off. She won a Spin-Off award for like immediate impact.
It was the Earthquake Award for immediate impact.
Immediate impact. She had been here all of not even a full week, I don't think, when she decided to help out the social netball team.
She got taken out hard.
She is like out for 10 months kind of thing. Like she...
She has to have surgery,
I don't know.
today.
I know. I've heard letters like ACL, MCL, and then there was something else, and all done. She's going to have surgery. She's basically working from home at the moment. Yeah. So, in terms of sports injuries and that kind of thing, as your boss, I have to forbid you from playing any sport.
How does it work?
Just keep doing your little games. To keep doing your little pushing around the plastic mates on top of the table. That's fine.
Can you break down for me the work dynamic of you banning me from going to basketball and then Duncan unbanning me from going to basketball because he has a vested interest in me going to fill out numbers? Does he supersede?
This is a like a Brazilian jiu-jitsu moment, right?
I really don't think Duncan outranks Jane. Like at the end of the day,
Not in terms of pod production, maybe.
No, I think no. Apparently that would be an HR issue if I tried to stop you from doing that. So I guess you can, but please be careful.
Yeah,
Please be careful.
I was there when our lovely office manager absolutely cooked her knee, her ACL.
Hang on, were you at the
MCLs.
netball as well?
Yeah.
You were playing
100%.
that? Oh, for crying out loud.
But that was the last game that I played because I played that game, saw her go down, and was like, I can't have this shit happening to me. But, yeah, there is no but. It was all bad. And I'll try not to, but I think...
get better soon, Kim.
Get better soon.
Yeah, ka ora, mate. Yeah, I think that's my plan for next year, is to be fitter and be nerdier.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great, I love that.
Do you find it hard staying optimistic with all the financial news in the media? I'm Bernard Hickey, and on my podcast, When the Facts Change, I'm here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of economics in Aotearoa. So join the conversation every Friday on When the Facts Change, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in partnership with KiwiBet.
Kia ora, I'm Duncan Grieve, founder of The Spin-Off. You can help us keep all of The Spin-Off's award-winning journalism free for everybody by becoming a member today at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Kia ora, I'm Alex Casey, senior writer at The Spin-Off. We wouldn't exist without the ongoing support of our generous members. If you're able to, you can make a donation at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Yours, Jane.
I want to play some music. I want to just for fun. Actually, I want to play drums. Hey, can you help me out?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Need a drum kit though, for that. I feel like I've tried all the other things. I've got a bass guitar, I've got an acoustic guitar, I've got a keyboard, and I haven't been immediately good at any of them. So I obviously need to try drums.
You're your own one-woman band. You should just strap all of them to yourself.
Full Dick Van Dyke.
I just enjoy music, and I want to be able to be better at doing some skillful things with it. The end.
We have the work bands that played at the Christmas party
yes.
and Battle of the Bands and all
Did
that
a
kind of stuff.
great job.
We got some openings coming up in the band that we're going to need to fill.
Wow.
Maybe we'll have work band tryouts.
Okay, well, I won't pass a tryout, but if it's just a
Like
no
Pitch
one else,
Perfect style.
no one else
audition.
goes for the job.
I mean, it's January 2023 right now. You've got at least 3 months
Okay.
to get practicing
Okay,
before then.
all right, I'm on it.
You could practice, you could try out 4 different times with 4 different instruments.
It's true. Or I could do, as you say, come up with the old, the drum on the front and the harmonica and the tambourine on my foot. And
One of them's got to work. One of them's got to sound good.
All right, that's me. That's me for 2023.
Do you want to ask us another question?
Okay, another question. What do I got? I feel like guys, I've been doing all the legwork here.
I got a question I was thinking about before that you might not want to answer live on pod because it kind of takes a decent amount of thinking. If the 3 of us, Duncan and Alex, if we were all individually a reality TV show, what reality TV show would we be?
So
I thought you were going to say if we were on a reality TV show, who would win?
Nah. If you yourself were the manifestation of a reality TV show, what would it be? I feel like you might be RuPaul's.
So thoughtful.
Because you wear it on your sleeve, your love for RuPaul's. But also it might not speak to the core of who you are.
See, it's hard because the shows that I like Celebrity Big Brother, I could never do a reality TV show because if you take my iPhone away from me for more than 20 minutes, I will have a meltdown. And that's what they want.
Yeah.
And that's why I won't give it to them.
That's part of it.
But yeah, so something like Big Brother, I would genuinely go insane. If I was a reality TV show, I think I would be... I didn't even have anything. I was just hoping that if I said the sentence, something would come to me.
It is a lot. It is a lot to consider. There's so many reality TV shows, and I think of myself in some ways as maths because I do go all in on things, and I'm also a hopeless romantic to my detriment. I'm by day, I am very pragmatic. I'm very practical and a realist. When it comes to love, I'm like, where is my castle? Where is my prince? What's going on?
I haven't been swept off my feet
I
yet.
know,
What's going
my
on?
feet are still firmly on the ground. So that's why I would say maths, but also I feel like there's elements of nailed it in me.
I love Nicole Byer.
I'm just extremely... I just fuck things up all the time. I think, I constantly think I'm going to be surely that person on Instagram can do it. Surely I can. How hard can it be? Nailed it. That's me.
I think maybe I'm the Masked Singer. There's this very pretty and appetizing front where you're oh, I wonder what's going on under
Hang
there.
on. Have you watched The Masked Singer? It depends. Okay. If it's the US version, yes.
Yeah,
if
not
it's
the ugly New Zealand
If it's the New Zealand version, you're basically egg cartons. No, to be fair, some of the costumes actually have been amazing on the New
The
Zealand one
second
as well.
season was, I thought was pretty good.
Maybe it's mixed. So you have this you have this this front where you're oh, that seems interesting. I wonder what's going on in there. Then you start to unpack it and it's just some boring guy.
Yeah,
just someone you don't really care about.
Oh, no, I agree. Though I can't think of anyone on the last season that I don't care about. I feel like it was quite... there were some nice surprises in there. Mikey
Well, I
Havoc
think
was
that's
great.
the thing is that he's trying to posit that as a downer on himself, but then you and I
Yeah.
hear that and actually there were some really cool people, some
Yeah.
great surprises.
The
production value is getting better
It
year
is.
on year.
Except for that, it's now cancelled, so that was the last hurrah.
Yeah,
season
well,
two.
that's where the metaphor ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think I would be something along the lines of one of those cheesy Extreme Makeover Home Edition shows.
Oh, yes.
Where it's there's kind of a core of positive, well-intended goodness to it, but then just all of these trappings that are
Logistics.
There are several kind of quirky personalities attached to it. There's a big bus.
Yeah, it's definitely. I was thinking move that bus. I was thinking extreme home makeover. You're not talking about changing rooms with Petra Vegas. You're talking about extreme home makeover.
Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Go you like this one topic? We're going to invest
and I've
$100,000 into this one topic for you.
I've seen on TikTok couples who have, this is just me talking about TikTok, but couples who have been on those shows who then show the realities of living in their house. For example, there's one couple that always comes up on my For You page who the shower that they got sprays directly into their fireplace, their electric fireplace. And so it's a total electrical hazard, and no one's fixed it, and no one can fix it for them.
It is wild. Those are so funny. It's like everything. When you think of Married at First Sight, when it started out, you probably don't even remember, but the original series of Married at First Sight Australia was 4 couples. It was quite documentary style. They had the ceremony and then they had to go and live at each other's houses. They didn't interact with the other couples at all except for one dinner party. And I think there was a little bit of tension at that one dinner party and everyone went, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. And over time, it's morphed to the point where they're all staying across the hall from each other, they go on honeymoons together, all this stuff that is completely removed from the original concept of the show. And I feel like it's the same with Extreme Makeover. Start out you like basketball? Cool, we'll put a hoop in your room. And then morphed into, oh, you like car racing? Right, there's a racetrack in your room. It goes up to the ceiling. You've got anti-gravity boots. And your room is no longer functional as a place to relax It's like you
It's an overstimulated
It's completely
night.
overstimulated.
It's like a fucking room out of Motet or something. And I feel like at some point in there, I don't know, there's a spiritual affinity I have with the well-intended good-naturedness of move that bus and then just like the absolute just demonic obsession with specific
Nudie games.
Nudie games.
Well, there are those shows. There's that British one where they like only renovate like 3 rooms in the house, and then the person comes back and it's like a 50-50 whether they actually like it or not.
They're all the ones where they're like, take mum off to get her nails done or have some lunch and come back and we've fucking Durasealed the fireplace, you know? Like the 60-minute makeover is like, it doesn't matter how good you are, this is going to be shonky as hell in 60 minutes. And yes, mum's going to be surprised, but not in a good way.
But that's like reality TV producers don't care about that. Like if you,
It's good telly.
the second those cameras cut, they're out of
Yeah,
there.
that's true.
For my ones that I'll posit for Alex and Duncan.
Yeah.
So for Alex, I'm thinking I'm 50-50 split between Antiques Roadshow and
Quarters.
and I think is it Embarrassing Bodies? Have you guys ever seen that?
Not to speak to her.
No, not at all. This is the thing with this question. It's not a one-to-one.
No.
Would you
no.
be on this show or
No,
does it
no,
summarize
no,
you?
no,
It's
no.
a vibe thing.
Yeah, it's a vibe
It's
thing.
a vibe thing.
Duncan for me, if you've got one for Duncan.
I do, but I'd like to hear yours first.
The Apprentice.
Oh, yeah.
Aotearoa, though.
Yeah.
Aotearoa. That's he's a man with a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
And, and like on The Apprentice, you have new ideas every week. That's Duncan, you know? I got a new business model every week.
Yeah.
That's Duncan. Likes a robe. He likes to wear a robe.
Could you ever see him being the boss of The Apprentice?
No, but that's not the point. Again, it's a vibe.
Sorry, that's a sidelong question.
Like the Mike Pero.
Yeah, I'd pay money to see him try and straight-laced like fire somebody.
Yeah, no, he
off the show.
would. He would absolutely.
Without
gaff it.
couching it in a meaningful speech about like how much their contribution is. I had him as undercover bosses. Specifically the phase where they go undercover and they first land there and they're just kind of like these, like really
Gormless idiots.
But
Not saying that Duncan's a gormless idiot, but
No.
he could pull that off.
There's an energy of like quite an influential, very clever individual who's just like absolutely out of sorts in the middle of like running the line at a busy McDonald's.
I'm just imagining Duncan like coming in here on Monday wearing like a fake mustache and being like, "Oh, hello everyone, I'm the new hire." And everyone's like, "Just let him have this."
But he'd also be like, Hex, you need to turn this into a documentary. And, Yeah. And I think we should open up a retail store downstairs. Brick and mortar's coming back, guys.
Yes, good foot traffic where we are. As
Yeah,
well.
it's reasonable foot traffic, though. Try telling that to Peel to Pip. It's quiet there, isn't it? Anyway, this is getting extremely niche, which is not like us at all.
Should we
What
go
local lunch spots?
go super in depth on Peel to Pip on why their business isn't popping off?
I think it's a funny location, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a cafe. Okay, we moved. The spin-off moved locations last year. We moved, honestly, just around the corner, like not far at all from our previous premises. At our previous premises, we had a really amazing, quite expensive, but really yum cafe downstairs. And of course, when you go into a new workplace, you're like, what are my new locals, right? So we have a few good ones here that are like, there's the beer spot over the road, and they have food trucks that swap out every week, so there's great variety. We have Ubernaut, which is yummy burger, smash burgers, but it's all quite heavy, full-on food. So if you just want a little light cafe thing, there's Peel to Pip, which is our little local cafe. But there's never anyone there.
I think they need more hires. I think it's one of those chicken and egg situations where they need more people to be able to deal with people who come in, but then they don't have the overheads, or the overheads are too much to be able to bring more people on. It's a cost of living crisis.
Yeah, and it's right at an intersection, so you can't just like park right outside.
Yeah.
But hey, I want to shout out to Peel to Pip. Some of their cabinet stuff, delicious, just hits the spot.
Yeah, so much potential there,
Yeah.
right?
So if you are in the Morningside area, or you want to make a special trip, go to Peel to Pip, you know?
Don't come here though.
Don't come here. Code orange, doors are locked. You weirdo.
Maybe wave at us through the pod window if you can.
It doesn't open though, so don't break in.
No, then it's a lovely double window type situation because it's soundproofed, which is nice.
Yeah, so we can cry in here as loud as we want.
Wow, this has really gone a weird place.
I think we've arrived at the natural end.
Do you think this is the end of our New Year's?
Yeah.
How long's this one been?
Half an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just talked about crying in the pod studio. I feel like that's the natural.
That is the natural end. Hey, Happy
place
New
to-
Year, guys. It's going to be a great one. If this podcast is anything to go by, the first real pod of 2023, wherein 2/3 of the cast are not present and we're crying in the studio by the end of it, I mean, what more could you want?
Well, there's some really cool stuff coming up this year.
There's so much cool stuff.
We've been scheming away hard. There's a reason I was brought on. Mm-hmm. That'll be revealed shortly if you can put two and two together.
There's so much exciting stuff coming out on the network this year. I just can't wait. I can't wait to tell you all about it.
I can't wait to spend a full year with my two new best friends in Auckland.
I see what you're doing there because your internship's up in a few months, right? And you're just sort of planting
I got to get that
seeds.
extended contract, baby. I gotta keep going.
We've got to seal the deal there.
All right, we will be back next week. I don't know in what form, to be honest, because I think I'm still on leave next week, so I don't know what's happening. But by the time you listen to next week's one, it will have all been figured out, and it'll be just seamless and lovely.
My predictions are that the response to the B Team episodes is going to be so massive that we're going to have to start doing this on a regular basis.
You're going to Hayley Sproul us. You're going to be our Hayley Sproul to Megan. I can't remember her surname.
I was just like, come on, you can do it. I was
I
encouraging
thought
you.
you were like, come on, finish the pod, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Thank you very much for listening. Happy New Year to you. The full complement will be back at some point in the nearest future. And I hope all your dreams come true. Amen.
Are you curious about how business can be better? I'm Simon Pound, and I host Business is Boring, a podcast where I kōrero with some of the most interesting people in entrepreneurship, commerce, and making things happen. Tune in to Business is Boring every Tuesday, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in partnership with Spark Business Lab.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spin-Off. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spin-Off member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate. The Spin-Off Podcast Network.